I went to Davis School where nearly everybody my age and grade went, because that was the only school, at least in this part of Jackson. We all knew each other and played together and are still friends, most of my old classmates.
How important to a writer is the place in which he grows up, do you think?
To me, it's terribly important. Of course, each writer speaks for himself. Some people, that isn't important to you. But to me, it defines it's what is the boundary of a story. It shows, it explains why these people are there and explains their origins and really defines their actions in a large way, which I think can be true, especially in the South.
What can you tell us about the way in which you work?
Well, I can tell you pretty well by now, but of course each writer is different. I don't think it signifies anything, but the way I work with a short story, which is my natural form, something has undoubtedly been building up in my mind a long time on some personal feeling or my reaction to something, but it's just the way all thoughts are in everybody's mind about things, and all of a sudden I see something in the living world that will dramatize it for me, just as if a figure had come out of the wings of my mind and there was a stage already, everything was all ready for it, and so then everything just pours into the cast of characters that is sort of made for it, and then then I can write it quickly, but I couldn't make it up. It's always after a long period of thinking without really knowing what form it will take.
Can you look back on every story and remember, well, who the character was who came out of the wings, or what the particular thing was?
Well, it's easy in some of them, especially the early stories when things were much simpler for me. One case like that was in a little story called A Worn Path.
That little story which is anthologized in every
Well, I
college
like the
text.
story, and I think that's why it sticks in my mind. But I'd been thinking about how people have some kind of drive or obsession or dream or something, you know, just in a sort of general way. I suppose I had them myself, and I was sitting out in the country with a friend of mine who was painting, and I was just sitting there reading, and I saw in the distance, the middle distance, a figure of an old woman just emerge and slowly cross a field right in front of me, just a little processional figure. I never did see her, never did talk to her. But she just seemed the embodiment of what I was thinking, as if she were bent on some driving errand, and once you would know it would be for someone else, and the whole thing came clear to me, just like a picture, so I just went home and wrote the story. But it wouldn't have happened if I had just seen her with no feelings that I was having at that time.